downtown over inside exiting the Powell station right behind it. So let me know if you guys see. Let me know if you guys are here in the chat, if everything's working. Because right now I'm not seeing anything. Boom. Powell station. Endless Walker SF. I see. Okay. Alright, so here we are. Oh. And this time I made the chat huge. So I should be able to see it. That's the cable car turnaround. Got some people playing drums over by that bus over there. And people playing over there too. So how many people? This is crazy. My meter's not working right. Anybody else here over in chat? So what's up, Endless Walkers SF? So I guess today's stream is going to be me giving out clothes to the homeless. I got a whole crap load of socks, and I got a shirt thanks to Cliff Wheeler, who joined my Patreon under the patron saint tier. Anybody else who's here in chat, let me know, because I'm not seeing nothing. Anyhow, let me hurry on up. I guess I'll go up Powell Street first, where the cable car turnaround is. Wow. And see if there's anybody who looks like they might be in need of some socks. Okay, here, George Pub. It's Lee, that's right, Manuel 530. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, but, so, I'm going to, I guess I'll switch cameras when it's time to switch. Or should I switch right now? That's the question. I see somebody already set up for begging. You know what I want to do actually? What I'm most interested in is seeing Nate, the guy that I donated the electric razor to. So that's actually what I'm going to do first. Because I want to see how he's doing. Someone else saw. Hello Lee, Alamo Sunday, what's up? I got a crazy story to tell later. Let me head on down and try to see if I can find old Nate. See how Nate's doing. But yeah, crazy stories. Yeah. So how is the what's the delay from when you leave a comment to when it comes back? Because it should be much faster now. I'm doing everything direct. No more interpreting the comments. So anyhow, right now I'm on Market Street. That's Market Street behind me, as evidenced by those huge sidewalks. And normally I see Nate somewhere around where I'm going to. It's pretty fast. Okay. Actually, I see some people over here. No more delay, that's right. No delay. Okay. So let's see if these guys need some socks. Alright. Hi there. You need some socks? Let me see. Here, I got you. Brand new dress socks, yeah. How long you been out here on the streets?
Long time.
Long time? You from San Francisco? Where are you from originally? New York. Were you homeless and then came to San Francisco? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You don't want to be homeless there. People die.
San Francisco, like New York.
What was that? Can I sit down a second?
You don't have any kind of income, right?
Yeah.
Lower income. This is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that there.
Yeah.
There's no safety nets like it is out here.
Oh, yeah. You got a place to stay here?
Yeah,
You haven't tried to get in one of those navigation centers or shelters?
They got waiting lists.
Yeah.
I got friends that are still waiting to get a hotel room. SRO hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a waiting list for that.
Well, that's what you want to get. That's the best.
What I'm just saying is that then you gotta go through the GA. They got it all rigged. I got friends that go to the GA, right?
Yeah.
And once they took the tearing out cash, they took the checks away.
Yeah.
The checks paying for the rent, right? And you
Yeah.
get whatever for the room.
Yeah.
And food stamps.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is you get stuck. You can't rise up any higher. You're stuck in that level, and you're just putting your wheels.
Yeah.
You ain't advancing anywhere. Even if you have an ambition to go out and get a job.
Yeah.
And what prices of everything in the city now,
Yeah.
there's no formal place to eat.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense where those SROs take basically all of your SSI.
Yeah, 30-year rent to be checked.
Okay, it's only a third?
So you get about 30% of your cash. You
Yeah.
can't live on that here in the city. I don't care what you say. You get food stamps and everything. You
Yeah.
end up eating in the food kitchen. You're in the same environment. Even if you're not a drug addict. If you're a drug addict or alcoholic, you have no shot.
Yeah.
You have no shot.
Well,
even if you want to get off,
Yeah.
there's no incentive to get off.
Yeah.
These people, I know friends out here that drug addict for 20, 25 years. If they wanted to get off, they could have got off a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nobody forced them to do that, right? Nobody put a gun to their head and started needles for all that shit. They made a choice. They're adults. They made a choice doing that.
Yeah.
I have no, sympathy for them.
Are you on any of this stuff?
No, I quit all that shit.
Oh, you used to?
Year 2000, I quit.
Okay,
After
cool.
a certain age, I said, I had too many friends die of that stuff. That's it. And it's a waste of time,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I just,
what was
the
your
only,
poison?
the only thing I have is cigarettes. I smoke
Yeah,
cigarettes.
sure.
I'm not giving up that. I gave up everything else, drinking and all that shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't that much of a drinker anyway.
Yeah. I had a friend actually who was pretty heavily addicted, and like I thought he was gonna die.
But I've been through,
Yeah.
AA meetings, I've been through drug rehab.
Yeah.
And I heard stories. Although I was never into heavy stuff. I wasn't into heroin. I don't like eating.
Yeah.
I was never into crack.
No.
Never. Cocaine is too expensive.
Oh yeah.
That's the drug. There's really no physical, unless you really look close to somebody that's doing that, right?
Yeah.
There's no visible, like heroin, you can tell a heroin guy because of the heel tracks.
Yeah.
And the crystal meth guys got all pork marks on their face.
Sure. And the teeth come out.
Yeah, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But cocaine, why do you think Hollywood does that stuff?
Yeah.
It doesn't show up on camera.
Yeah.
You can't be a heroin addict and be on stage. The camera's gonna catch that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna be bent over. Yeah.
And Hollywood was worse than that.
Yeah.
I had friends that worked down there, and they said back in the 70s, it was crazy. They had people delivering that stuff to the dressing rooms.
Yeah.
The stars on.
Sure.
When they were still filming down in LA.
Yeah. Same happened in the radio.
Yeah,
in radio.
radio,
That's failed.
Radio and TV, man.
Yeah.
Well, the music industry, that's been loaded with that shit.
Sure.
I can understand that to an extent, because they gotta be, like when they're out on tour, I mean, it seems like what do you call it, a glamorous life. Early on it is.
Yeah.
I worked in the roadie for a while, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, really?
I used to get free tickets to all the concerts.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't.
And I used to work backstage. And I used to see these guys. And early on, when they were really hitting it, they had all the booze, all the girls, all the drugs, everything. Excess. And then after about 2 years of that,
Sorry.
it's like, it's no longer fun.
Yeah.
Now it's just a routine.
Yeah.
Now it's part of the act. Like the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
They're the only act that I know of that's been doing it since the 60s.
Yeah.
And that's the only really time they really enjoy themselves when they're on stage. They love that.
Yeah.
They live for that. They're not doing it for money anymore.
Yeah.
It was so much money, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
They don't have to do it for anything except they want to do it.
So can I ask what's your name? I didn't get that.
Larry.
Was that
Cloud.
Larry? Okay, nice to meet you, Larry. I gotta get going. All right, let me switch hands here.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on. Boom. There we go. Ask him if he thinks the homeless situation has gotten worse for him in the last few years. Sorry, I didn't see the. See, I try to be. I try to not draw attention to the phone. I'm talking. I'm interacting like eye to eye. So I don't see those comments. Sorry about that. I'll try to ask the next person. Let me see what other comments I might have missed. I'm scrolling up. Can't hear his voice too well. Sorry about that. Is it Norgi or Norgi? Okay. It's really noisy area there too. Yeah. Reloading, little laggy. Oh yeah. So apparently there's rolling power outages today. Maybe not the best day to stream. So I don't know if that's affecting you guys at all. Here on Twitch, there's always a possibility of having no quality options. No quality options. I have it at 720p at like 3.5 megabit stream, or no, yeah, megabit. So it looks pretty ugly if it gets any lower than that. The video keeps lagging. A Florida mermaid. There's no options, huh? I think those options are only for people who are on a higher tier. G is in George. All right, Norgi Pab. Okay, other than the Florida mermaid, is anybody else having lag problems? Reloading. Is it lagging for anyone else? Manuel said yes. Is it still lagging? No. All right, so sorry about the lag. There's unfortunately nothing I can do right now. So it's meant, okay. I guess the problem is on your end that the internet's not fast enough, the download speed, or there's like too much competition on your local network. Okay. Norgi, what's up? What's cracking? Yep. Oh, what? It's over already? What happened? Okay. Let me. Oh, I was gonna go that same way. So I'm gonna look for Old Nate. See if I can find it. Okay. But how many people? I only got 7 people right now. Did Carlos make a Twitch account? Yes, he did. He's Endless Walkers SF. He's in the chat right now. Speaking of which, I guess there's only 7 people now. Maybe I should save it for when there's more people. I'll wait till there's at least 10 people in here. So, but I got something to say about that as well. Okay. Alrighty then. I'll try to keep an eye out for anybody else. So, oh, I should say also, yeah, so I have a whole crap load. Oh, that was a cool flare there. Whoa. I have a whole crap load of socks. Like I'm wearing these cargo pants, stuffed. And I got a whole crap load more in there. And also, for old Cliff Wheeler, who's a patron of mine, a new Patreon. He's a new patron of mine. I'm gonna be donating or giving or however a handmade shirt, much like the one that I have right now, to somebody who's out here on the streets. Anyhow, right now I'm not really seeing anybody. Let me flip it around. I'm sure you guys are tired of looking at me. Boop. So, again, Market Street. I'm gonna go down to Montgomery and see if I could find old Nate, because he normally, or he used to be at least, over at the Montgomery station. So, how many? Oh, I'm up to 8 viewers now. Someone, let me know if my numbers are accurate. Oh, hold on. Boom, boom. There we go. Yeah. Alamo Sunday. That's a new name. So Alamo Sunday, how did you come up with your name? Whoop. Almost bumped into somebody while I was looking over my shoulder. So anyhow, I apologize for people who tuned in for immediate action. I will head back over up the street and up Powell Street to go find people, or to other places where I know that there's a higher concentration of homeless people, so I can talk to them. But the problem is, you get into those real dense areas, you get to people who are like begging, and those people who are begging are typically begging for money so they can buy drugs. And I would like to help people who actually need it more. Somebody said hey, hey, and then drove past. All right. So, there is really no one. Oh, there's somebody over here. It's all over Northern California. It said the biggest power outage ever here. Is she? Should I give her socks or not? She looks like she's got lots of stuff. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've just been using my phone today, so who knows? There could be a power outage at my place right now. But man, oh man, I wish I could have done some streaming earlier. After the stream where I was with Carlos and the Elf, I wanted to do one the next day, but I was wiped out. And then the day after that, just non-stop. Non-stop adventures. Supposed to help prevent wildfires. San Francisco is not a... How does cutting out the power prevent wildfires? Like preventing the preventing PG&E from causing wildfires? Is that what it is? They just completely cut off service because they're unreliable. You know, like they could explode at any moment. Could be a gas explosion, could be wires catching on fire. Is that what it is? So we're only like a couple of blocks now, I think, from where I want to be. Dumb PG&E people, says Manuel. So, you know, I'm thinking about switching over. I think San Francisco has their own their power offerings. Looks like somebody's recording me. Yeah, I don't know. I should look into it. PG&E. That's the problem with monopolies. They have an adequate infrastructure that could possibly, probably inadequate, right? They have an adequate infrastructure that could possibly cause another fire. It makes no sense why some non-forested cities have blackouts too. Yeah. So, oh well. I wonder if some of my viewers have been affected. They have caused 1,500 fires, including the large one last year. Yeah, that was crazy. Did you guys see any of the footage of that? Like where the fire was, where the wind was just like howling through these dry ass areas, and just like carrying those flames. Like that was bad. All right, here we go. I don't know if this guy really needs anything, but let's go ahead and see. He's got some smoke coming from inside his Coca-Cola bottle, so I guess he's smoking, using that as a bong or a pipe or something. Let's give him some socks anyhow. Hey there, buddy. You need some socks?
Absolutely.
Okay. There you go, buddy. Some black dress socks.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, no problem. Oops. Sorry about that. I had that thing pointed the wrong way. And the air was horrible. You were screaming to give out gas masks. Yeah, I bought 30 gas masks. Or, not gas masks, but you know, air filter masks. I bought it the day before it cleared up. I was trying to hand them out, and the people out on the streets didn't want it. But so that's how it goes. Yep. So, oh, we're down to 8 again. So, okay. We are at Montgomery right now. Let me see if I can find old Natey Nate anywhere. It's pretty crowded now because, as you can see, everyone's going back home from work. In U.S. wars, violence, and weapon sales. Real what? Oh, okay. Real angels don't drop bombs. Wow, I love SF. Oh, look at that. Official race car. What is this? Yeah. Anyhow. There we go. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I love SF too, but it's a love-hate relationship. I want to love SF. Cool car. Yeah, it said something about being an official race car. So, yeah, I don't see Nate, but I'll keep going. Maybe I'll see him further down the street. So there's an entrance to Montgomery Station. I should also be looking across the street too. Why love hate? Well, I mean, San Francisco is cool. If you ever look at it on the map, and you, just beyond 10, boom, Manuel, thank you for letting me know. What I was gonna say, it's like an abusive relationship that you keep retiring to. Now that we got 10 people, Carlos is in a bit of a tight situation right now. He's past due on his rent, and he's kind of scrambling, trying to make money. And I told him, right now he's looking for jobs as quickly as possible. But I told him, like, you know what? Now, better than ever, would be a time to start trying to sell some of your art or try to commission some art. So if you are interested in getting some artwork done by Carlos, well, he's in the chat right now. Let him know. He should post his Facebook or email and drop him a line. You guys can work out the details. So I think we talked about it being $200, but he said he'd do it for less. So like I said, if you're interested, he is definitely interested in doing it. Oh wow, it just gave stars. Oh no. Well, I don't know what his Facebook is, but I'll just give out his email because I assume that he'd want you guys to have it. His email is los_Gallardo@yahoo.com, and that is LOS_GALLARDO. So it's also, Gallardo, but he says Gallardo, so people don't get confused. At yahoo.com. Endless Walkers SF is Carlos. And if you're having a problem, go ahead and just write your message again with put a bunch of spaces in there so they could see it. Can you do a painting of Happy Donuts in 24th and Church? Oh, there you go. He said, yep. So he primarily does, you know, like graphite or charcoal or Conte crayon. But yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I featured his a little bit. One picture at least on the live stream, and for you guys who know what his Facebook account is, I'm sure you've seen more of his artwork. Yeah, Los Gallardo at Yahoo, not *** or asterisk. No, not Gmail, Yahoo. So, anyhow, I wanted to say that once we got up to at least 10 viewers, just to increase the chance, because I doubt people are going to be coming back to that moment when I said that. Wow, there is someone sleeping in a sleeping bag right over here. So let me go over there. And so what I'm gonna do is try to see if I could get some socks somewhere where no one's gonna take them. I got some more black socks. I got 3 different types of socks, but let me go ahead and put the socks right over here for you. Oh, I'm giving you socks. Sorry. I didn't want to wake you up. They're right next to you. So that was scary, but off we go. On a new adventure. Okay. Right now where I'm at, there's no real good. Be careful. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm all good in the hood. Scary. Well, I mean, it's scary for him more than anything. I mean, someone's sitting there touching his face while he's sleeping, or so he thinks. So I'm going to, where I'm at right now, I cannot cross. So I'm gonna have to cross there, cross there, cross there, and cross there. Okay, here we are. Oh look, I can now do what? I can cross all the way. All 3 of them are allow walking. There we go. So let's see this guy over here. You need socks, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I got some gray socks for you.
Can you look at it?
What's that?
Somebody just gave it to me.
Oh, okay. That still looks good, right? It just got some veggies on there. Yeah. How come you shaved half your face?
Because I was eating food.
So you shaved half your face so you can eat food better?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. How long you been out here in SF?
I ate this all the time. I forget.
What's that? All right then, buddy. It looks pretty good. No problem. All right, let's see. There's more people. Yo, Lee, Kat and I made the move to Twitch just for you. Thank you, NJ89er. What the heck, Manuel? Okay. There we go. Now, let me go somewhere else. Let's see. Hey there, buddy, you need some socks?
Take those for you.
What's that?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no problem. So that's one side of the cargo man's empty. Here we go. Would you like some socks? Socks? Okay. There you go. You have 13 now. Okay, good. What's up? So I missed who that was following, but it reminded me I need to put all my volume up. There we go. Boom. Boom. So, just like over on YouTube, I have like the full Streamlabs integration. And like I said before, even though it was never triggered, I do have something special that maybe will come out later. So, anyhow, I should probably move stuff over. So I emptied out one side of my cargo pants, handing out socks already. It's pretty good. I was afraid that I wasn't gonna have, I wasn't able to find enough people. So now I'm just mashing the socks into my pocket, trying to move them over to where they're accessible. Yeah. NJ89er is now following. Thank you, NJ89er. My brother, NJ89er. Okay. So, all good now. Is that a play on words? Is what a NJ89er? You know, I was thinking the same thing, but no. That is his initials. So yeah, I mean, here, we're downtown. Boom, 15 people, what's up? Here we are, San Francisco. Look at this historical cable car right here. Or maybe not cable car, but you know what I'm saying. I was just reading an article earlier today about these things. About how they're kept in a little private yard where they got these from all over the world. And they're keeping them up, and how it's sort of a dying trade. And actually, I just heard that car, which is the F line, is going to be taken out of service. All those F trains, which I love so much, you know, because the seats aren't big enough for the drivers nowadays. So pretty sad. But anyhow, accessible, you mean? My brother, always good to see you live. Missed out the last one, and we were in the same area. Yeah, you know, actually, another person who said he was in the same area was old, dang it, I forgot his name. Charles Rhodes. He actually traveled over to the Mission to see me, and we just whizzed past. But oh well, look, gotta watch out for trees around here. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go over. Oh, looks like there's somebody across the street over here. Is that you, Carlos? NJ89er? That is correct. And I said so earlier, but I guess I'll say it again. Oh crap, I'm running out of time. Hold on, I guess I'll say that for later. All I see is bare feet. Hey there, buddy. Looks like you could use some socks.
Yeah, I'm cool on socks. I'm gonna get some clothes here in a minute. Man, I'm trying to get enough for a cup of coffee, man.
Sorry, I don't have any money to give.
Cool.
How about a shirt? You want a shirt?
No, I'm alright. I'm pretty safe, though.
Okay. Where are you getting clothes from?
I haven't, man. I lost my gear, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then, buddy. Okay. So, the guy behind me, his feet were out, and he wasn't wearing a shirt. So I felt like that should be the perfect person to give socks, or maybe a shirt. But wasn't interested. So typically, if you're trying to give something to somebody, and he says no, but I could use money for this or that, this or that is drugs, regardless of what it is. No, but I'm trying to get back home to this or that, or I just got out of prison, or I'm looking for something to eat, or whatever it may be, it's drugs. And if you go ahead and say, oh, you're looking for something to eat, let me get you something to eat, they say, no, I could get it on my own. So you gotta be very wary. I mean, unless you just don't care. But if you just don't care, then why bother? So we are getting down to this. We're still on Market. This is the Embarcadero station that we're approaching right now. So let's see if we can see anybody over here. So like I said, I don't like to be exactly around the center of downtown, because over there people are all begging for drugs. I like to find some people who might not be. But then again, this guy here is begging. But let's see what's up with him. Let's see, hold on. Here we go. He looks fine as far as clothes go. So, another thing that I try to be wary of, there's some people who beg for a living. Let's see, Cali Blues, it's me, D Flores. What's up, D Flores? Okay, my mom never gives money to the homeless, just food. That's a good idea. That's something that people probably wouldn't be buying, and that they certainly could eat. The food here in San Francisco is not especially needed, because there are so many food services like Clyde and other various like soup kitchens and food runners, and so I like to give little treats, things that they might not normally get. Yeah, it's difficult trying to think of something you could give that would be helpful. So over here, I was thinking about giving some socks just because the feed is out. For rent, Carlos should sell his fluid at UCSF for fertility clinic. Too powerful, too potent. It's like Black Widow venom. I think they only want people up to a certain age to donate. Are you also live on YouTube? So no, I am not live on YouTube, and I won't be live on YouTube for the foreseeable future. Reason being is that they've targeted me. Every time I upload something, it gets flagged. There's some issue, one way or the other, and they won't tell me what it is. And it got to the point where they won't even talk to me anymore. I mean, they nearly deleted my entire channel. They demonetized nearly everything I put up there. So yeah, they're not interested in anybody but huge creators. And the problem is that by kind of targeting smaller creators and stripping everything away and putting all the resources into the big creators, now there's no future, there's no movement, there's no rotation. So eventually what's going to happen is those big people are going to move this way or that way, or they're not going to stream anymore for whatever reason. And then these big people they invested in they're going to be gone, and all those people that would have come up and replaced them are also gone because they threw them to the side. So that's where I am, but I'm teeny. I only had a bit over 22,000 subscribers, and I've seen this happen to people who've had 1 million subscribers. So let's see, I probably have 35 children. I wish I could donate my sperm, but they won't let me. Oh well, you have some big ass people walking around. Looks like somebody's taking a photo of me. So here I am Do you think you'll make a better profit on Twitch? That's to be found out. I don't know. But I think I'll have more people coming in and discover the stream. This is the ferry building right over here. Boom. Over there is the Bay Bridge. And the lights are already on, although I'm not sure you guys could see that. So, since I'm looking for homeless people, ooh, there's some right over here. Somebody's turning in for the night. Looks like. Okay. So I'll try to see if he needs any songs. Do you need some? Oh, do you need some socks? Okay. All right. I'll head the other way then. All right.
Well, soccer goes on.
Okay. Hold on. So, oops, dang it. Okay, hold on. Sorry about this. Yeah, I seen a streamer on Twitch that had 1 million subscribers. So yeah, basically, I don't know. I used to on YouTube. I used to be going like I was starting from nothing, going up, up, up. I guess it's reversed for you guys, huh? So let me switch hands. I'm from nothing and going up, 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 up. It's like logarithmic. I was like, hooray! I was actually making milestones for where I expected to be, and things were going well. Then the whole Logan Paul thing happened, and YouTube completely changed. And since then, my videos don't get any views. My subscribers don't get notified. You know, I've seen it also for things that I'm subscribed to. And yeah, but anyhow, that kind of stuff, and just yeah, a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff. I think you will do good on this as well. I hope so. You know, I think that it's interesting, but of course I'm biased. So we'll try it out. The worst case scenario, well, it can't really get much worse than YouTube, right? Right now on Twitch, I'm not really an affiliate, but on YouTube, if I were to do one of these streams, maybe the ad revenue would equal maybe 50 cents, maybe $1 something. And for something where I'm like, for example, last week where I was out for 9 hours, that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And it's not like I haven't been trying, you know. I've been streaming for a long ass time now, and actually had negative growth. When I first started streaming, I had like 40-50 people viewing at the same time, and then it was shrinking. You know, you may say like, well, you know, they just weren't interested. But if that's the case, why do I have people who are subscribers saying, what the hell? I have all the notifications on, I'm not getting anything. And there's other things, you know, like they were just keeping features away from me. Features that I was like well overqualified for. Met all the requirements, didn't have any community strikes, even though it's not like they didn't try. Yeah, I would wait 1.5 years for a feature that I should have gotten on day one. Is Endless Walker Carlos? Yes. Yes, he is. So right now I am walking up Market Street back on the other side. I'm still looking for people. I've actually gone through these socks faster than I thought. So, yep. Anyhow, you guys got any comments? Cali Blues, it looks like you're the last one here. So wait, let me see. What did you say? I'm gonna have to remember or relearn everybody's name. You were D Flores, that's right. So, now let me see if I can find. Okay, I got somebody asleep over here. Will you show us the new Chase Center? Where is that new Chase Center, Alamo Sunday? Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and... You want some socks? Sure. Okay, here you go. I was just gonna leave them next to you because you looked asleep, so. What's that? Oh, no problem. Imagination Studios, what's going on? Hey Lee, didn't know you were gonna be on. Oh, sorry. I put a little thing over on YouTube on the community tab, and I also put, well, you don't have Twitter, but yeah, I tried to notify people the best I could. Okay, Mission Bay, it's the new Warrior Stadium complex. You're gonna have to tell me more specifically than that. So, what is going on, people? So we got some mods in the chat. No spamming. But so far that hasn't been an issue. Twitch notified. Okay, that's good. It took a while then for Twitch to notify, right? Because I started like 45 minutes ago. So I'm still right now on the lookout for people. And by the way, I'm trying to give out a shirt as well. So if you guys see somebody that you think should really get it, let me know, and I'll go back for that person. Because I typically don't look at the chat while I'm talking to somebody, just because I want to be. Oh, no, I thought I saw Nate, but it's not Nate. Nate is a little teeny guy. So I'm actually getting kind of low on socks. I'm looking for people who look like they really would need them. Cat RN, hi Lee, I am really on Twitch. Okay, good. You're able to get that verification working. All right. So I know right now it's a little bit slow because I just really was on the lookout for old Nate, trying to see if he how he's doing. Hopefully no more cuts around the face since I gave him that electric razor. But you never know if you're gonna see somebody out here. And usually you're not going to if you're looking for them. Okay. So what's up with you guys? What have you guys been up to? Over since the break, man, there's been some crazy stuff that happened to me. I don't even know how to begin to tell these stories. But anyhow, it's kind of weird story to say, but my wife really loves prunes, and yeah, she really loves them. And I was warning her, like, that's not really a good thing to eat too much of. But anyhow, I don't know, one day I decided, dude, I found some dark chocolate covered prunes. It's like, ooh, she'll love these. And I went ahead and got them for her. And anyhow, a couple days ago, she just ate a whole bunch of them. And then the next day, first thing in the morning, she ate a few more. And well, so that was, yeah, actually that was yesterday. She ate a few more. And we were supposed to go to an optometrist appointment. So we had sort of cascading schedules. So I said, why don't you go first, and you take you take the baby, and I'll take the older child, and we'll meet over there. And she was like, no, she's asleep. I'll take the older child. I was like, all right. So she went off, and took the took the older child and went over there. And I tried to wait as long as possible for the baby to get to sleep, but it just wasn't working. And put the like the clothes on the baby. The baby started screaming right away. So the baby's screaming and crying. So I was like, all right, I'll just try to go. I was trying to calm the baby down as I was going, and it was like just 2 hours of non-stop screaming. I'm going through, like, I'm in the BART station, and people are like trying to touch the baby coming around, and it's actually causing the baby to freak out more and scream even more. The baby's screaming so hard it refuses to drink, and it's like when the milk is in its mouth, like gargling on it and inhaling and choking and coughing. And meanwhile, I'm just getting non-stop calls from my wife. I'm like, what is going on? I'm trying, and like, she's trying to say, oh, this is bad, I canceled the appointment. It's like, yeah, okay, but things are bad for me too, and hang up. I was getting more calls, and turns out those prunes did their work. And she was like trapped in the bathroom, and apparently there was a horrible mess. But so I'm trying to figure out what I could do. The baby's screaming and crying, and like people are like concerned and coming from all over. I'm like, I just gotta go. I gotta go home. I called her. I was like, listen, you know what? You got a jacket? Wrap it around you. Come home. You got a backpack? Just carry it low. Just come home. No one's gonna care. Just come home straight away. And she was refusing. She was crying. And actually, she cried so loud. She was in the hospital for the eye exam, and somebody fortunately came in there and gave her a pair of hospital pants. But I was just thinking, like, the world is a very different place for men and women, because I mean, for me, if that would have happened to me, I would have done exactly as I said. I would have tried to been discreet and try to come home right away. But fortunately, like I said, she was able to cry loud enough where somebody was able to give her another pair of pants. But that was a crazy event, and of course, that was bad times all around. Bad times, and for the whole family. Yeah, that's that is why I didn't stream yesterday. Yeah, prunes are a weapon of mass destruction called the United Nations. Yeah, it was like a shit typhoon. I actually called Carlos. I was like, Carlos, what would you do in that situation? Like if you're walking around and you feel something squirt out. And he said, well, I'll quickly go into a bathroom, and then I would try to clean up as best as I could. I said, what if it was just a shit tsunami? Like you were just drenched, like it was inside, outside, everywhere. And he was like, yeah, I would take it off and wash it in the sink and dry it in the hand dryer. And I was like, yeah, that's what you got to do. I said, what do you think would happen if you sat there in the stall and were crying about it? And he's like, man, I've seen people cry just sit there and cry, and people actually threaten to get violent with them if it's a man. It's really crazy. But anyhow, just don't cry if you poop your head. Yeah, I'd actually said the same thing too, actually. I was like, yeah, man, if there was a man who was crying over in a stall, somebody would go over, bang on the door, and tell him to shut the F up, or they're gonna kick their ass. But yeah. Anyhow, like, and I was saying that, and when I was saying that, I was like, this sounds stupid, but it doesn't sound real, it doesn't sound legitimate. But then I asked Carlos, and I tried to ask in a non-biased way what would happen, and he said the exact same thing. He said he's seen it. Somebody was complaining, just making lots of noise about their tooth hurting, and people told him to shut the F up, and he was still crying about it, and they literally they didn't literally beat the crap out of him, but they beat the hell out of him. But anyhow, Slam 6000, it's a great thing you're doing, man. Thank you. Although that message is not that message. That story is not part of what it is that I'm trying to do right now. So I'm headed back over. Damn, Calaboose, you are a savage. What happened? All you can do is shit it all out. Yeah. Unfortunately, homeless people don't give a fuck about clothes. Yeah. That, well, you never know. Maybe they don't care very much about it, but, oh, this guy is always here. Sleeping on this vent here. Hold on. So I'm gonna try to give him some socks. Yeah, I see he doesn't have any socks on. He's got a beer right here. Oh yeah, he does have socks. They're just super dirty. Let me see if I can. There you go. So, hopefully he'll wake up and find those socks there. I don't want to have a scary experience like last time. Hopefully nobody rips off his socks. Okay. Hey, I need a pair. Well, buddy, maybe it's time to go to Ross. Have you seen the young man Alex? Yeah, that's kind of sad. I haven't seen him recently, but the last time, last few times I saw him, like he was saying that he had cleaned up or whatever. But then I saw him shooting up the very last time I saw him. It's sad, because he'd been homeless since 17, I kind of feel like a connection to people like that, because I was homeless at 18, and he was. I felt like, there were a lot of parallels, but obviously he didn't make it out of there. Hand out a few cigarettes, make a friend. You know what? Carlos suggested that, and he gave a cigarette out. He gave a few cigarettes out, and generally people just took it and kept on going. Hand out Band-Aids. They can always be useful. Probably I should hand out wet wipes. But the Band-Aid's not going to be doing good. I mean, that guy back there, his hands were black from filth. So the Band-Aid's not going to do much in that situation. So hold on. There's actually somebody spazzing out right over here. So I have a bunch of socks over my backpack. I'm gonna try to, can you guys see that? I wish I had socks ready because you look like you could use some. But I gotta go take a little breaky break to try to get some socks out. They just want drugs. They don't want socks or Band-Aids. Well, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do about that? Okay, so I'm going to put this gimbal down for a moment while I get the socks. So the socks I bought a whole crap load of, but they're in sets of 3, like black, gray, and white, and they got those little plastic tags connecting them. So I'm just gonna unhook them so I can get it all set up and quickly give them out. They actually do need socks. Everybody needs socks. Oh, looks like my gimbal's about to die soon. Okay, but anyhow, here we go. Boom. So, for you guys who weren't here in the beginning, I gave out some socks, and here is a whole crap load more socks. So like I said, it's in a set of 3. but they're all attached. I'm going to quickly try to get these plastic tabs out. Print out a bunch of apps and pass them out. Applications to jobs. Well, I was working for a while ago. I was trying to get a list of resources for people, you know, for housing and everything else. Are these socks from a sponsor? So yes, they are. At least partially. They're from Shay. So I haven't seen him on stream for a while now. I'm folding these up and putting them in my pockets to hand out. So they're not. So he donated money, and with that money, I bought these socks. I pitched in a little bit too, but it's mostly from him. And he's up in Canada. I haven't seen him since I took my little break to take care of the little one. And I was waiting for him to show up, but you know, like I don't want to be waiting forever. Brian Norby recently donated money, and I'll probably be buying more socks with that money after this is out. Yeah. Let's see. These people need rehab before jobs, but that job's not really in demand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the crazy thing about it is, or not, I guess it's not crazy. The thing about it is, you need, they need to be willing. I mean, I guess you could force them to be sober. You could lock them up, and for the most part, they're going to be sobering up in there. I mean, of course, there's always ways to get drugs inside the slammer, but what happens when they come out? The first thing they do is do drugs. And actually, you know, I had a friend named Antoine. He lived with me over in in Guerrero House, and you know, he was schizophrenic, but he had a girlfriend there named Jessica. She was a heroin addict, and she would go over and crash at his place. She got locked up for shoplifting. Hello, numbers. So she got locked up for shoplifting, and when she came out, she stayed over at his place, and she got some heroin. The first thing she did when she came out, and I guess she took her usual dose and she overdosed. So he woke up in the morning. She was stiff, and she had like the foam, and like her face was like, you know, pulled back. And he woke up. She was cold. She was blue. He tried to flip her over, and she was stiff like a board. And yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Lee, what is the temperature out there? Oh, I don't know, 67, something like that. 65. Slam, I think they want to be sober, but addiction is hard to stop. Well, I mean, they were forced to be sober. I mean, if they wanted to be sober, they wouldn't do heroin the day they got out. That's an awful story, terrible. Yeah. So Jessica also lived inside the inside Guerrero House with me. I think she was even inside the Larkin Street Youth Shelter with me. So there we go. I just have this one extra set, and then we're good to go. Did I miss anybody's comments here? I think we're mostly good. So anyhow, where am I at? I'm at 2nd Street in Mission. Should I go up Mission or should I go up Market? I've had some connection issues before over on Mission, but it seems to be good right now, right? Yeah, mother-in-law is really bad. What's going on with her right now? The stream is actually more clear on Twitch than YouTube. Everybody tells me that. You know, so the plus side is the stream is a lot clearer. The downside is there's no re-encoding, so some people can't watch real time, I guess. Any power outages in the city? From what I heard, it is not in San Francisco as of right now, and it's to prevent fire outages. Or not fire outages, but preventing failures that will cause power outages. At least that was described to me. Here, it keeps falling down. Compressed spine. Oh, it keeps falling down. Compressed spine numbness. I don't know. Is that something that we should talk about on stream? I mean, I guess so. It's Tia Julietta is my aunt. Yeah, the encoding is very random. It's prioritized to when you hit affiliate. Yeah, I want to hit affiliate. So hopefully it won't be. There should be no issues, right? I'm not restreaming anywhere. But as I was saying before, I just read your bio. No offense, bro. But if you had a 138 IQ, you would be out there handing socks to homeless people. It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, even when I was in middle school, I had my Spanish teacher gave me a handbook to join Mensa. Which is funny because I really didn't do much in that class and ended up getting a C. It's just funny that you would give me that Mensa. So yeah, I was in GATE over here. That's the Gifted and Talented Education Program. I gotten that when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, something like that. And yeah, that was a legitimate IQ test. So, just because I'm intelligent doesn't mean I wouldn't be doing this. Slam 6000. Slam, are you? I haven't seen your name before. Are you new to my streams? Let's see. He's done this before plenty of times on YouTube. We've all seen it. He'll be fine. Yeah. I think illogical to say not intelligent. Yeah. Oh, Slam. It looks like you got your hands full right now. Is Slam a troll? Well, I have some very adept mods, so I don't think that's the case. But, oh, hold on. Let's see.
I know they're really good at this ship with the TPM.
Hold on.
They're not gonna hit us. It's bad. I am bad.
There's a homeless guy who's being pushed across, who had his toes sticking out, so I assume that he would need some socks. I didn't want to bother him, so I will be on my way. For the second time, it's not a safety issue. Yeah, I think Slam 6000 is arguing that what I'm doing is pointless. Right? Dog shitting on the street where? Oh, maybe it was behind me. Okay, let's see. But you didn't answer as to why you put that in your bio in the first place. I think it's something notable. You know? I don't know if I put it whether or not I'm 6'8", but that's something else that's notable. I was yeah. So, what should I put? What would you suggest that I put there? Yeah, but anyhow, it's not every day. It's not every day that you meet somebody who has a 138 IQ. It's not something that I'm just making up. I mean, it would be pointless to say that I did and not actually have it. You know, if I was just, you know, some average person, I would look like a fool. It would be very obvious. You can tell how intelligent somebody is just by hearing them talk. So. I mean, that is, you can tell how intelligent somebody is if you yourself are intelligent. But do you walk up to strangers and immediately say, I'm 6'8" and I have a 138 IQ? No, you don't, for what should be obvious reasons. So why would you put that in your first sentence about in your about me? Well, there's the about me, and then there's another panel too. I just thought people would want to know about me. That is stuff that's about me. You know, like should I write an entire like bio about, like should I put my whole autobiography there? I have a limited amount of space. I'm just trying to put the most notable stuff in there. Yeah. I think he's playing the long con with the troll. Yeah. I think you guys are pretty much right. I don't think Slam has much of a future here. So I don't know. What should I put on the bio? Just put like, "Hi, my name's Lee." That's about it. Yeah, he's banned. Yeah, my spidey sense was tingling right away. It's not like you really, when people get in that kind of mood, they're not really going to very quickly convert over. This is more common on Twitch. Plenty more trolls to come. Yeah, that's no problem. I don't mind a little bit of trolling. You know, the truth is, I myself am a little bit of a troll. I mean, just today I pissed off Carlos by prank calling him. So, I understand. I respect a little bit of trolling, but it's artful trolling. Not just confrontation. Yeah, trolls run rampant on Twitch, but thankfully, I got Imagination Studios, an experienced Twitch streamer, as a moderator. At Endless Walkers SF. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah, but he was just playing. So, like I told you guys, Carlos is in a pinch right now. He's trying his best to get some money for rent, and he's overdue on that. Hold on, I saw somebody that would have been good to get talking. Sure, he wouldn't want me to follow. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'll answer that in a second. Hey there, buddy. Under the sheet, I'm gonna put some socks down next to you. Don't be scared, okay? These are for you. I'll put. Here you are.
What?
There you go. I didn't want to scare you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think times are tough for him. So he was looking for jobs. You know, he does cleaning and stuff, and I called him from private number. I said, yeah, you do cleaning? He was like, yeah, you in SF? Well, I sure am. He says, yeah, buddy. And he's like, just obvious he knew it was me. And yeah, he wasn't too happy. So, like I said, I myself am a troll. But these trolls here, they need to learn the art of the troll. They need to go to the Alpine mountains and really study, master the zen of trolling. Hey Lee, are the Giants in the playoffs? I don't know. I don't follow They were mods. Well, let's see. Hold on. They were mods before on YouTube, and should be mods here just in case. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm not an affiliate yet. I think I'm limited on how many mods I can have. But anyhow, if you guys are in SF and do need some cleaning, I'm sure Carlos could use the help. Or, alternatively, probably a lot more interestingly, if you guys need some portraits done, he is a portrait artist. Go ahead and he is in the chat. He is in Endless Walkers SF. So send him a whisper, send him something. Yeah. Can you wait? You can add more mods. You're only limited to how many VIPs. Okay, cool. All right, I wasn't sure because Twitch is new and foreign to me. There are so many clever ways to troll. Yeah.
Okay, I'll text you where we are.
So right now I am heading back over into the center of the downtown area, and when I'm there, it should be easier. Oh, look, there's somebody with a Viking outfit. Whoop. He went off to the side. Should be easier to find people to give those socks to, and hopefully to find somebody to give a shirt to. Okay. So yeah, actually it was a beautiful day today, but it is getting a little bit colder now. What is the 16 for, Manuel? Is that how many mods I can have? If that's so, almost everybody could be a mod. Oh, there's 16 people in chat. I think that's what you're saying. Somebody left their clothes down there. So a big reason why I hadn't been talking to the homeless as much in my streams was because every time I do, YouTube would penalize me somehow or another. That's why the very first stream that I'm doing, I'm trying to focus on talking to the homeless. Hopefully, I don't know. People said that they have problems on Twitch too, but so far I haven't had any problems. But then again, I have no monetary affiliation with them as of right now. Are you streaming on YouTube also? No, I am not. And I won't be streaming for
You got Bibles everywhere, man. Other countries, they gotta hide their Bibles, man. I know people that, or I know a pastor that sees to North Korea, man. That's pretty brave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, what was I saying? But yeah, so numbers, or random number generator. I'm no longer streaming over on YouTube for the time being, just simply because they don't seem to want me there. So maybe I'll be able to find a home for myself over here. Okay. This guy's always out here. Let me see if he would like some socks. Hey, you need some socks? Okay. Here you go.
Hey, buddy.
No problem. Whoops. Great turnout for your Twitch only. Copyright music. Yeah, I know. I think Twitch handles copyright music in the stream a little bit differently. Like they'll mute out sections, whereas with YouTube, your whole stream might be screwed. You should post a video to YouTube saying you are streaming on Twitch before you go live. Well, I did do like a 9-hour live stream where I said I was moving over to YouTube. I didn't do a video proper, and I didn't really address it too much. I see lots of streamers do that. Well, that's a concerning thing for YouTube. If you see lots of streamers saying they're switching. Hey there, buddy. You want some socks? No? All right. Classify the real money. All right. Lee, do you have a Discord server? Well, I have a Discord account, but you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm only one person. It'd be hard to set up everything all at the same time. Uh-oh, abracadabra, they're gonna reach out and grab you. All right. So I'll go over around here, see if there's anybody here. Then after that, who knows? Should I skirt on over to the Tenderloin or should I steer clear? But I'm thinking about going up Powell Street. There's normally people up there. Make one. Fans hang out in there. It's Fleet Week, Blue Angels. That must be those people with those hats back over there. It's a chat server for everyone to hang out with Lee's offline. You can post pictures, video calls, voice chat, etc. Don't go to the TL alone, Lee. All right. I can help you do that Discord. Imagination Studios. All right. Well, we'll have to figure that out. Here's a question, and I'm not really familiar with this stuff. You know, I only have so much time. Would it be better to set up a Discord server or a subreddit? I see a lot of people doing Discord servers, though. So I will listen to 707 Rioter and not go into the Tenderloin alone. Discord can also help notify everyone when you go online streaming. All right. But, oh. Let's see. Subreddit or both? Yeah, buddy. I went to that Tenderloin. There's nothing tender about that mother. Yeah, I remember that. I was over in Guerrero House when that came out, so I watched that over in Guerrero. So now we are going up. Dang, I thought I saw somebody I recognized. So this was my old streaming schedule. It was from 6 to 8. So I might see some familiar faces. I'm kind of waiting on setting a schedule because my wife is at the end of her maternity leave, and when she gets back to work, I don't know how I'm going to manage having 2 kids, because I used to just bring my daughter over to her and meet her at her work and give her the little one and then start streaming. But with the little baby in tow, it might be hard. It's busy tonight in San Fran, it sure is. All right. Let's see. Hey there, buddy. You need some socks? All right. Here you go. Whoop. No problem. So, oh, let me show you guys where I'm heading to. This is Powell Street. This is where the cable cars come down, and I'm gonna be heading up Powell Street. No problem. Let me see this. You know what sucks about having 4 different cameras on your phone? It's hard to rotate between them. So I like having the ultra wide angle. That way it's not just pointed off of nowhere. Even if it is, it'll still catch them in the corner. So there usually would be people waiting around this section here, or over on the other side of the street. But oh, this guy lives in an SRO. I seen him here for a long time. Hey buddy, how you doing as far as socks?
Huh?
How you doing as far as socks go?
Okay.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Okay, I had socks to give out.
Sperry James.
Sorry there.
Smoke?
No, sorry, I don't smoke. So yeah, that guy lives in an SRO. He's always asking for money. If you give him anything else other than that, he wouldn't want it. He'd ask for change. If you don't have change, then he'll ask for a smoke. And that's basically what it is. He's like on autopilot. So I see somebody laying down right over here. I'll go visit that person after I cross the street, where I see somebody sitting on the corner. Yeah. Oops. Alex. No. Not sure if that's Alex or not. Hey there, buddy. Hoping you are having a wonderful day and praying good luck comes my way. I think this may be Alex right over here, but he's nodding. I'll go ahead and give him. Here you go, buddy. Gave him some socks. So anyhow, whoops. For those that are wondering what happened to Alex, I'm pretty sure that's him right there. So I have the, oops, sorry. Oh, let me cross back over to the other way. Oh no, it's not. Okay. But, it was somebody else, but he was not enough. Okay, let me go see your guys' comments. Affiliate. Affiliate is when you start getting paid. So you get a little piece of that ad revenue. You know how you watch an ad and it says like this stream supports Twitch on the bottom? That little ad, somebody would get a little piece of that. Then you could also get subscribers over here, which is different from YouTube in that it's sort of a paid type thing. Then you could make little custom emojis in chat and stuff. So that's the difference. Looks like we got somebody sleeping right over here. Hey there, buddy. I'm gonna put some socks next to you. Whoop. Hopefully that's there when you wake up. Oh, you got those socks? I put them right over there. No problem. A piece of that Amazon money. Yeah. So I don't, you know, I'm obviously not as familiar with Twitch as I am with YouTube, but I'll figure out as I go along. Were you saying that you won't be streaming as much when your wife goes back to work? Well, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do. Whoops. How I'm gonna work that out. Because obviously somebody needs to watch the children, and that's what I'm gonna be doing during the daytime, and while she works. And then at the nighttime, in the nighttime, I'll be more free. But obviously, I don't want to be out until the middle of the night, especially when she's got to get ready for bed to go to work the next day. So it's a juggling act. And I'm gonna have to, I'm trying to wait until she actually starts work again so I can kind of figure things out and then lock it up. And then I'll go ahead and put, like I did before, a little banner on the bottom for my schedule. Have to be sort of a regular thing. Got somebody else asleep right over here. Or trying to sleep. Hey there, you need some socks, buddy? Alex! Alex!
Hey, how you been?
Man, you look pretty cold. Are you okay?
I'm alright.
You're shivering, buddy. You want a shirt?
You don't mind.
Here, I'll give you a shirt. Here, what size are you?
Large.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, whoops. So here's some socks, some gray socks. I might have some black socks. It could match your outfit more. Which would you prefer? Doesn't matter? All right, here, I'll give you these.
God bless you.
No problem. And then what's your shirt size?
Like a large.
Large? All right, I got you.
Thank you, man. How's you been?
It's been okay.
That's good. Good to see you.
Yeah. Hold on. You haven't thought about going into a shelter?
I kind of have.
Seems a little better than this, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I gotta dig around in here. Let me try to find. Okay, this is extra large. Hold on.
Extra large is cool.
Well, I got large. There you go.
Thank you, man.
There. That should add a little bit to your warmth.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you, man.
No problem. You still talking to your family?
Yeah.
Like it's green.
You know, you got friends out there who are looking for you from Texas.
Really?
Yeah. Who are you from? San Antonio, right?
Yeah, I used to live in San Antonio.
Yeah. You got some friends out there who are concerned about you.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Have you tried? You last time I talked to you, I think you said you were on methadone, right? Was that it?
I'm still on there.
You're still on methadone? Are you interested in going into like one of those places, like a shelter or a navigation center, SRO?
I'm interested in going to a navigation center.
Yeah.
So they're actually gonna find out about getting me signed up with one pretty soon. So,
Oh, okay.
there's a place called the Crossroads. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Where's that at?
Over on Jesse Street.
Jesse Street?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're
So not too far from me.
yeah, not too far. No.
Yeah.
And they work with like homeless youth and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, if I was able to get some emergency blankets, do you think you'd be able to use that?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try to work something out for next time. I don't have anything on hand right now.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah. It sucks to see you in this kind of condition. When I first met you, you were 23, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm 29 now.
29, yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a while since I first met you.
Yeah. But, yeah. Man, I don't know, man. Try to keep your head up. There's people who a lot of people out there who still think about you, concerned about you, and would be thrilled to see you get back on your feet.
Sure, thank you, man.
You know, no problem. But
Hey, God bless you.
yeah, same to you, buddy.
You have a good one, man.
All right, you too. Okay. Let's see. It's difficult. It's super hard for me. You know, I mean, I know about him. I know. I've talked to members of his family. I talked to his friends, and you know, every time I see him, I hope he's doing better, but he's doing worse. You know, he's got a little less teeth. I mean, here he's shivering out in the cold. He's, you know, I mean, he obviously didn't have the best childhood, and he was homeless at 17. Got hooked on drugs, and here he is. What's Alex? I don't see. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess money would be helpful in the sense that I could then go out and maybe try to find a sleeping bag or something for him. But, I mean, what's going to happen when he gets that sleeping bag? I mean, they're going to, some cops are going to be called eventually that somebody's laying out on the street. Hold on, the stream keeps cutting out, looks like. And if the police come over, they're going to take his sleeping bag away. So, Imagination Studio. I actually have somebody who wishes to remain anonymous, who wants to who wants to donate emergency blankets. And I was saying, you know, San Francisco, it doesn't get that cold. But you know, given that I just saw Alex out there shivering out on the street, I'm gonna go ahead and tell him, like, yeah, give me some emergency blankets. Yeah. So anyhow, before I forget, I want to thank Cliff Wheeler. Cliff Wheeler is, you know, he donated money, and because of that, I was trying to find somebody to give out the shirt. I'm glad I saw Alex. Out of anybody I could find, he would be the one I would like to. I just don't know what I can do to help him. Anything that I would do would be temporary, right? You know, really, it all depends on him cleaning up and getting off the street. You know, he said he's on methadone, but the last time I saw him, he was injecting himself. So. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, okay, let me read you guys' comments. Wow, poor guy. Boy, that was sad, but thanks for telling him that. Going down here. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I guess the best thing to tell somebody is that there's people out there who still love them and care for them, and are waiting for them to get better. You know, he's still young. He's 29, so I first saw him 5 years ago. Anyhow, I mean, I'm just trying to keep it together here. But yeah, I mean, really, I'm only one person, you know? There's only so much I can do as an individual.
I fucking tried, dude. They missed it.
So, what is next? You know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna try to go in a completely different area. You look bummed. I am. I am trying. I mean, I'm kind of teary-eyed right now. I'm trying not to. Yeah. I'm just trying to not have to see that again. Unfortunately, you know, because there's nothing I can do.
This place called Tiger.
Like I said, I could go out and buy him stuff, but what is gonna permanently take him off the streets? It's him. He needs to do it. He needs to decide, you know what? Enough of this crap. I'm getting. I'm gonna be clean. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get rid of all those people that I used to do drugs with, and I'm gonna try to reconnect with those people who I know are good influences. I'm gonna try to be clean. But as long as he's doing drugs, nothing you could do would help him in the long run. You're just essentially wasting your time, money, and energy. You know, I mean, Alex seems like a nice kid, but unfortunately, he's an addict, and that he's an addict first and foremost. When you are an addict, as 95% of the people out on the streets are, nothing can really be done until that problem is solved. And you know what? There's always a chance you go ahead. Let's say you drop $80 and get him some thermal blanket, like some super good sleeping bag. What are the chances that that gets sold? You know, if they're doing drugs, that's a high chance. So there's nothing you can do until he's ready. That's right. But the truth is, he probably won't be ready. You know, so I mean, he's just another kid who had some fucked up shit happen to him, and now he's out here on the streets, rotting away, shivering to death, selling everything he's got to make some money to buy some more drugs. And yeah, but that's life in San Francisco, right? San Francisco, it's crazy. It's like the favelas in Brazil. You know, I hear the favelas are right around where the richest people live. San Francisco has more billionaires than any other city in the world, or at least any other city in the U.S. Yet, look at this horrible homeless problem. I think a lot of that has to do with the super lax drug policy. And I know that's not popular to say. A lot of people love their drugs, but that's where it leads you. I'm sure if you're over in Amsterdam or some other place that's known for being super lax on drugs, you'll find a lot of people who've lost their minds or who are just out on the street looking for the next fix. So, anyhow, time to move on. And I guess I'm just gonna wander. Going off market. What's keeping my eye now? Come on, Kearney. I used to live up this way. But you know, it's difficult, like I said. I mean, you know, Carlos is essentially my foster brother. We went through the group homes together. We went through the foster homes together. You know, everybody around me had an addiction problem, and Carlos had a problem, and that was a lot of. I invested a lot of time and energy helping with him with that, and it was difficult. It was incredibly difficult, and it seems like I mean, you know, and there's been some steps forward and some steps backwards, but. It just seems like, you know, you gotta have somebody who cares about you, and you gotta care about you to be able to just walk the road to recovery. And it's a treacherous road, and any misstep can have you tumbling down. So. Anyhow, are you guys still there? Or did you guys all leave? So right now, since I am walking up Kearney, I guess I'm heading over into I guess through Chinatown over to what do you call it? Little Italy or North Beach here in San Francisco. We're here, okay. All good. Still here, Alamo Sunday. Okay. What should I do? Should I keep going this way? Should I go somewhere else? You guys tell me where to go. I also need to use the restroom a little bit. In the meantime, I guess I'll just look for people sleeping out on the street. But then again, I probably won't find that over in Little Italy. Oh, is there someone over there?
Take as much time as you need.
No, I think that's just some bags on the ground. All right.
Wait, yeah, where are we going?
Breezy girl. Whoa, I just got here. What happened with Carlos? I mean, nothing happened with, well, actually something did happen with Carlos that I've been mentioning a few times. So, he's pretty tight on money. I mean, in fact, he's overdue for rent. So, we've talked about it before, but if you'd be interested in having your portrait drawn, specifically by Carlos, who is a very good artist, now would be the time, right? He's trying to find creative ways to get money for rent. But that's not what I was talking about. What I was talking about was just sort of the process of dealing with addiction and how it's difficult, and it feels like you need to have somebody managing it with you. And even if you have somebody there side by side helping you while you're trying to help yourself, it's still difficult, you know. And there's steps forward and there's steps backwards. The reason why I was talking about it because I just saw Alex, and you know, Alex obviously is suffering from addiction, and he was just shivering out there on the cold. I mean, it's not especially cold today, but yeah, I mean, it just sucks to see. So it's just, anyhow. What's on Broadway? Well, let's go check. We're at Bush and Kearny right now. So if we keep going, I think we'll hit Broadway, right? At least we'll hit Columbus. It's been a while since I lived over in this neighborhood. I never realized how tall you are. Wandering Flamex. Yeah. You never realized until you saw over in the description? Is that it? Oh, you're Carlos Endless. That is right. Carlos is Endless Walkers SF. Alright, so I see somebody who seems to be sitting out here. Oh, he looks like he could use some socks. Hey there, buddy. You look like you need some new socks.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there you
Can I
go.
ask you a question?
Sure.
My name's Danny, first of all.
Your name is Dave?
Danny,
Danny, okay.
can I ask you a question, please?
Sure.
The 250 bus?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I can't do it. But you should, that looks pretty nasty, your foot right there. You should probably switch those socks out. Oh, really?
That's why I'm trying to get 250. And I got, my insurance pays most of it, and I got the rest, but I get 250 short. And I go to my friends and soak it,
Yeah,
clean it up,
yeah,
and then put this antibiotic wrap on,
yeah.
and put clean socks on.
Okay.
But I don't have any 250.
When are you going to see your friend?
I'm gonna go, as soon as I get 250, I'm going to CVS and get the 250, then I'm going to my friend. ASAP.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get 250.
All right then, buddy.
This is the John Terrier.
So that 250. I said it before. That 250 is for drugs. So, no matter what they say, no matter what the story is, if you give them something, and then they say they need some money for something, that's something. Whoops! Just fell off the curb. That something is drugs, invariably. So. I guess there's not really a lot to see around here. I'll switch it over to the front. Boom. It's always nice when you get a little break in the buildings. You get to see just how massive all the structures are around you here in San Francisco. Let's see, Microsoft. Wow, it just keeps going. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to tilt it up that time. I work right next door at 550 Kearny. Hopefully you're not at work right now. Random numbers. You're I. Logan, that's right? I think you said that last time. I was trying to figure out, like, what did he say he was? And it just came back to me. All right, so we're at Kearny in California. Yeah, I. Logan, all right. I'll try to remember. There was somebody who was kind of sleeping over in there, and I was thinking about whether or not I should go over and try to offer some socks. So I don't know exactly how much I have. I think I'm down to just one pocket left of those socks. I'll try to give out everything, all the socks I got. So this is all the socks I brought with me, but it's not all the socks I have. I have a lot more socks. I bought a whole crap load of socks, like in bulk to hand out. And this is maybe a half or 1/3 of what I have. Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. He lived there for a year now. You're talking about, all right, refresh my memory. The guy over in that bus station is the guy you're talking about. What were you talking about? Should I go back and visit that guy? Tell me about, tell me his story. What were you saying about him before? In the meantime, I just said to stop there 5 messages. Okay, I'll go back. Okay. In front, okay. Boom. As I'm on my way there, tell me about him. Is there anything else other than that he's been there for forever? I'm heading back there, by the way. I'll try to talk to him. I don't know his story, but I gave him a bunch of N95 masks last year during the fires. That chick was checking you out. What? Where? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, let me go see if I can talk to him. So, is this a Starbucks here? It sure is. So this is the Starbucks. Okay, hold on. Whoops, sorry. Okay. Hey there, buddy. Looks like you could use some socks. Here you go. How long you been out here on the streets? What was that?
6 years. 6
years? Somebody told me that they gave you some the masks when there was smoke out here on the streets. You remember that? Yeah, gave you a bunch of those masks. Yeah. Where you from originally? What was that? Oakland? Yeah. You came here because they got better services here, or why'd you come here? Yeah. What was that? Well, I couldn't hear that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what happened to lead you to be out here on the streets? Everything? You ever try getting into a shelter or something like that? What was that? Oh, you are? Are you on like a waiting list or something? Oh, okay. Okay. Are you on SSI too or GA? Oh, do you got a case manager? Okay, cool. What was that? What? Housing. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, what's your name, by the way? Anthony? All right, nice to meet you, Anthony. Hope those socks are of use to you. All right, then. All right. So there we go. He remembers. Okay, what else? Let's see. Some of the smoke was bad. I ordered 300 of them for my office last year and handed out some of them to the homeless in the area. Yeah, I bought 30 of them. And I don't think any... Oh, there was one woman who accepted it, and it was real crazy. Like, I was talking to her, and she seemed nice. And then it became progressively more hostile and anti-white as I talked to her longer and longer. The whole time I was talking to her, though, I had the wrong camera, so it was just like my crotch was talking. Whoa. So that's the death of my gimbal. So I guess I'm gonna hand hold it. Let me wander on back towards downtown. Starting to feel a little bit better. So hold on one moment. Yeah, that smoke was terrible. I was thinking the most vulnerable people when there was all that particulate matter out in the air were the homeless. You know, because not only were they hold on, I know this is a weird angle, but I need to put this in my bag. You know, obviously everybody was suffering, but they're sleeping out in the street, you know, on ground level. The air is just like sinking down, and they're inhaling it, and they're never going indoors. So it wouldn't be surprising if years from now a bunch of homeless people start having respiratory problems because of that. All right, so I still got one pocket jam-packed with socks, and now that I'm doing it old one-hand shaky cam, should be a bit better. But as tradition would have it on these streams, I have a full bladder. Every step I'm taking, I just feel like I'm sloshing around. So I might need to power through these last bit of socks and wrap up the stream. But I think 2 hours isn't bad, right? That's how it used to be on my old schedule, allegedly. Every time I try to do a short stream, it ends up breaking my record for the longest stream I've ever done. You know, with that my last stream that was also streamed on YouTube, where I was on that on the Elf, or my bicycle car, I guess you could call it. I was telling Carlos, like, yeah, we'll just do it. We'll just go downtown and then head right back. We ended up going all over the city, across the Golden Gate Bridge into Sausalito and back, and that ended up being the longest stream I've ever done. That was over 8 hours. I think it was approaching 9 hours. Anyhow, is the chat working? Is everybody in here? The last thing I see is, yeah, the smoke was bad. I ordered 300. Okay, how much is an elf? I think what I paid for that. So the thing to keep in mind with things like that is that they gotta ship it to you, and that's a whole crap load more on top. But I paid like 9,600, I think, for it. It's got a few upgrades. It's got a cycle analyst. It's got like a bulkhead, you know, basically a dashboard. I upgraded to the Nuvinci N380 continuously variable transmission, which is really interesting. I think it's like a planetary gear system with a bunch of spheres, so there's no real gears. It uses basically the mechanics of oil to create friction. I'm sure it's too complicated and boring, but it's an interesting gear system. But yeah, so I paid, I think my grand total was somewhere around 10,000. I think it was like 9,600. Yeah, 9,000, that is correct. But you know, it does have a lot of things you wouldn't find in a normal e-bike. If you look at some e-bikes, a nice e-bike, you know, like a high bike or something like that, that would be over 6,000 already. But I could take a passenger. It's got a locking trunk. It's got a 100-watt solar panel on top, a curved solar panel. But yeah, obviously, like I just said, the continuously variable transmission, meaning that there's no gears. There's no, like, you know, it's not like a 10-speed, 14-speed, whatever. It is in that range, whatever you want, you could set it to. Do you work in tech? No, well, I guess I do. I'm a streamer, right? But no, I used to be a caregiver. I'll sit down for a moment here. I've had lots of jobs. I mean, I used to work at Sega. That is kind of a techie job, but I was a QA for a game before the PS3 came out. But yeah, my last job was as a caregiver. I've known about the elf for a while, and I was ecstatic when I saw it on the stream notification. It is pretty awesome. You know, actually, after that stream, I had so much fun. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to do it again, and I just kept watching the video just over and over. Every time I would go down the hill, and like Carlos would be in the back, like either yeah, he would be like, oh God, not again, as I was just whizzing down the hills, or like ah. I mean, it's just hilarious. Sega, that's right. The continually variable transmission is what it is. So I think, you know, some cars also have something similar, but yeah, if you look it up, they changed their name. I forgot what they changed it to, but it used to be Nuvinci, but now it's whatever with Nuvinci Tech inside. So, like I said, it's a bunch of spheres. I don't have two hands to really show you how it works, but there's videos online that'll show it, I'm sure, much better than I could describe it right now. But so it's called 380 because it has 380% ratio range. Some Hondas have CVTs. Yeah, for cars, I think it's different. It's not like based on you know, these spheres in oil. It's on like different, like I think it's a belt that's on different cones. But I'm sure I'm boring a lot of people talking about this stuff. I will continue on my way. But yeah, that thing is fun. The elf. But you know, nowadays I'm really interested in velomobiles. Velomobiles are basically, it's would be a recumbent bicycle or tricycle. Recumbent meaning you lean back in it instead of sitting up like you would on a bicycle. Whee, that's me on a bicycle. You lean back. You got your legs basically straight, and you have a fairing, or basically a cover, a case that's aerodynamic, so you go through the air. So you can go much faster Basically, you could go either twice as fast or spend 3.5 times less energy to go the same speed as you would on a bicycle. The only downside, obviously, would be that it's heavier and that your aerodynamics don't matter going uphill. San Francisco's got some of the craziest hills in the world. I mean, we have one section of road that's got a 41-degree angle, I saw another little patch of sidewalk that's 38 degrees. So anyhow, I love velos. I've been watching velo YouTubers lately. Imagination Studios. What? Yeah. Are you going to find a treat to relieve yourself, or those pay money restrooms? I think I'll probably use a BART restroom on my way home. So hopefully this guy here doesn't spray me. Good. I think there's a manufacturer in Texas, but most of them are the Netherlands. So that guy over in Texas, that's Evolution Cycles, that's a new shop, actually. Just opened, I think, this year, or, yeah. No, he buys them from the Netherlands, or you could order through him, and basically he makes his money by, instead of using their shipping, using his own shipping to ship it back to you. So, yeah. So he doesn't manufacture them, he just buys them and sells them. Or has you buy them and then ships it to you. But yeah, he's over in like Dallas, I think. But yeah, actually, whoa. Boo Boo 100, I made it, Lee. Oh, but you missed so much. Boo Boo, you're gonna have to. Everybody's got a new name over here on Twitch. You're gonna have to remind me what your YouTube name was, so I know exactly who you are. Speaking of which, I'm trying to figure out where I am. I'm at front, and oh man, I can't see what the other street is. Oh well. So Imagination Studio, well, what velomobile are you most interested in? Okay. Friendly Islands, I was LH. Alright, LH. Brenda Barnes, that's what I thought. So you just got back from your kids' baseball, was it? I think it was that. Either baseball or soccer. No, it was your grandchild. Sorry. Okay, so let me see where I'm at. I like the Quest Extra Small, or XS. Yeah, unfortunately I'm a huge person, so I'd have to get something in the other direction. I'm interested in the Quattro Velo Plus. I talked to that guy actually that you're talking about over in Texas to see if I would fit in a velomobile, and I'm just trying to show how huge the buildings are around here. He said I would, but of course he would make money selling me one sight unseen. So I don't know. Hold up. Hopefully I could fit. I think the average height in the Netherlands is larger. Yeah, the Quattro is cool. You could put your kids in the back. That's why I want it. That's why. It would be nice if I could sell the Elf and get the Quattro Velo. The only problem I'd have would be these crazy hills here in San Francisco. Football. Oh, I was wrong. Could have been either one. We saw Alex again. That's right. So I guess I should probably make a compilation of Alex, since you guys don't know who he is. because it has been, yeah, I mean, it's been sort of, I've seen them over a few years. Yeah, 101 California has pretty tight security now ever since what? People are putting electric wheel hubs in their Velos. That should compensate for the SF Hills. You know, actually, the Elf has a hub motor. The problem with hub motors is it doesn't use your gearing system. So, if you're going uphill, that requires a lot of torque. And so, like with the Elf, as I was trying to go up the hills, it was like, and it would like, it was using 2,000 watts, and I was barely going at all. I think it would make more sense to have, what do you call it? Not hub motor, mid-drive motor, mid-drive. Mass shooting. Okay. How many people were shot? How long ago? Are you just talking about in general the mass shootings that have been going on? Like, I've said this a few times, but I'm out of the loop as far as news. Somehow I managed to get my hands on some news every once in a while. But 1993, okay, that was a while ago. Makes sense why I wouldn't know about that. Okay, I don't know what's going on over here. Hey there, buddy, you need some socks?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Just asking because you were barefoot. What the? I guess he's just practicing his sumo stance. So, running a pizza. Wonder what that's for. I think 8 people died, 6 more injured. Wow, I'm just like, yeah, every time that there's an empty bit, you could really admire the buildings here. Eventually the buildings are going to be so dense that you're not even going to be able to see them anymore. Yeah. Anyhow, this is the financial district. As you can see by these huge skyscrapers. Eventually San Francisco is just going to look like New York with just skyscrapers everywhere. Well, I mean, I haven't been over there, so I guess I'm not the best person to say. I am like literally getting frantic thinking about where I need to go to relieve myself. I think the mall is still open. I'll go over and check out the mall. But in the meantime, as I'm on my way over there, I'll look for people to hand those socks off. Do you think it'll be as dense as New York City someday? Well, you know, it's getting more and more dense. At any point in time, there could be up to 4 million people here, and the population is slowly climbing. It used to be San Francisco, I think was like the last major city that only had 1 area code, but we've had to split that up because there's too many people. But no, I mean, all these buildings are getting torn down and replaced with like these high rises, these luxury condos, and ever since that law that limited how tall the buildings could be ever since that law was repealed, we've hold on, there's somebody yelling. Oh, hold on, that was the wrong way. Anyhow, so yeah, I think it'll happen. We'll just keep building up. There'll be more and more skyscrapers, and eventually you won't be able to see the sun downtown. Oh, we got somebody crying as he walks down the street over here. How's the documentary going? So I haven't been able to work on the documentary. The last time was during the live stream. But I would like to. So maybe, hopefully, well, it depends, Carlos needs to make some money right now. But I would like to film as expediently as possible. Try to get Carlos's section over and then start working from there. It's kind of easy to film Carlos's story, my story. I would like to be able to actually talk to kids who are in the system now. I found out something really interesting. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So Carlos and I were in the old system where we would go into, we'd first enter the system and we go into like the children's shelter, and then from the children's shelter we go into the group homes or foster homes or whatever, and then that wouldn't work out and we'd go back into the shelter, and the shelter was like our home base. We'd go to and from, and hold on, it's gonna be hard to talk right now.
That's cool. It's a big one, right?
They got
Local history, right?
so who knows what's gonna happen or what's happening right over here. Let's go check it out.
Shit, you're right. It's $2. Sorry, guys.
It's on the corner.
Um,
It's on third.
It's on dirt.
Hold on.
Third, across from the old West.
So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So the shelter used to be our home base, the children's shelter. It was like, hold a bunch of kids. I stayed over in the receiving home primarily, which was a place over in San Mateo, and Carlos stayed over in the San Jose Children's Shelter, which I think was given $14 million for its construction by Joe Montana. But hold on, from the 49ers. All right, I'm gonna go incognito mode.
What was your last season?
All right. That guy back there looked a little bit like Jesse. But anyhow, so yeah, so nowadays those shelters have been shut down. There's no more shelters. They shut down the San Jose Children's Shelter, which was like a state-of-the-art building built in 1999, and it held like 147 kids. And now they go straight into, they basically get 5150. There's a place that, at least this is as of 2012, there's a place where they can get, they basically just get a basement area of a hospital where they can stay for no more than 24 hours before they get put into place. So that means that some kid who's at home just getting the crap beat out of them, or being sexually abused, or whatever heinous thing is happening to them, or whose parents died or guardians died, or whatever reason they entered the system, they're going to be thrown into placement in less than 24 hours. You know, they could be going there still bruised up. Julietta, they go, instead of going to a children's shelter, they go to a hospital. And let me sit down. They go to a hospital for less than a day, and then they immediately go into a group home. And I was just talking to Carlos, like, it feels criminal, because they took that place that people donated millions of dollars for, and they sold it. They sold it to be a private school. That place that was like a state-of-the-art shelter is now a private school where they're charging like something like $38,000 a year for tuition. And it just feels like the children were robbed. Because for Carlos and I, the shelter was like the highlight of our childhood experiences inside the system. I mean, that was our home base. That's the only place you could be that's co-ed. You could talk to some members of the opposite gender. The group homes were all corrupt. I mean, it was in a group home I got slammed through a wall by my neck. It was in a group home where I was starving, where everyone was starving, where they didn't, they just stopped buying food, you know? It was in a group home where Carlos nearly hung himself. I mean, I did the same thing to get out of there. But, you know, I knew no matter what happened inside the group homes, that we'd eventually be going back to our home base, which was the shelter. And to think that now kids have like no home whatsoever. They just get thrown right into the group home, and then 5150'd basically, and then thrown into another group home. Which, you know, in my experience, have all been corrupt and all been terrible experiences. Yeah. It just feels like they sold those kids' future for a few $1 million. But yeah. Because, you know, you hear it like children's shelter. That sounds terrible. And, you know, there are bad things that happen. You know, over in the San Jose Children's Shelter, they had a quiet room, and they'd be throwing kids in there all the time. I mean, Carlos was telling me about some kid who was in there, and he was doing okay for the first hour or two. But, you know, as the hours wore on, and he's in there, and everyone's ignoring him, he started, like, yelling and screaming and pleading and crying and begging to come out, smashing on the door, like, hitting the door so hard that it was obvious he was injuring himself, and just going crazy inside there. And, you know, about 8 hours later, when they finally opened the door, the walls were covered in blood. But even still, given all those things that would happen, you know, I never had any major things happen to me in the shelter. Nothing that compares to what happened in the group homes or in the foster homes. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks that happened. Kids like the shelter. Now they don't get the shelter anymore. That's right. You know, so when you're in the shelter, you're only supposed to be there for a super limited amount of time. And they want to place you in a group home as soon as possible. if you turn down your placements, they'll just they would strip privileges from you, and you just be in the room. So the first time, like, you know, I just went right where they told me to go, and it was a group home, and it sucked. And went back in the shelter. I learned my lesson, and so they tried to place me someplace, and I was like, no, this seems like a crappy place. And then they tried another, and I was like, no, I don't like the feel from this guy. And I was just stuck inside my room. I wasn't allowed to go hang out with the kids. I didn't go on any outings, didn't get any allowance, didn't get anything. I was just in my room all the time, and I had to eat in my room, and yeah, basically solitary confinement. Still, it was a better experience than being inside of one of those group homes. And so I stayed back there for 9 months, just basically all on my own, not being able to talk to anybody. And actually, when I was there, like the place I was in, the receiving home, is sort of T-shaped, and I was all the way in the back. There was like 4 beds there. There was another 4 beds that were like, there was a door in between, but that was the girls' side. So the boys were all on one side, the girls were all on the other side, and there was a big wall separating us. But since there was a door, I was able to talk under the door to somebody over on the other side, and her name was Ashley Farrell, and she and I were, became friends. And she would slip me manga books underneath there, and I would talk to her about what she had been up to, because the shelters had an open door policy. So basically, you could run away at any point in time, and so she would run out, get drunk with her friends, and go smash up a place, and then come back. Yeah. Okay, bye, Julieta. I'll see you later. Yeah. I mean, even being, having all of your, let's see, what was I saying? I was saying something. But anyhow, I was just reading Carlos' comment here. You get punished no matter what. Being grounded is unavoidable. I mean, it kind of sucks, but the reality is when you're inside the group home system. Anyhow, let me just say, so it still wasn't bad. It was better being inside the back of the, the shelter, covertly still having a friend. Do you / ever drink? No. I've always thought of my intelligence being my greatest asset, and I tried to do as best as I could to keep it that way. So I never did anything that I thought. That's part of the reason why I was the only person that I know that went through the system that didn't become an addict, because I made a conscious decision not to. But anyhow, what was I saying? The shelter, it was still not corrupt, at least not to the extent that the group homes were. The group homes were like a money-making scheme, and the foster homes were too. I mean, I was in foster homes where I was basically used to get money. They would give stipends for me to buy clothes and other stuff, and that would be used on the foster parents' children. They would go ahead and take their kid out to the movies, and I'd just be sitting there at home. But to think that, somebody would go out, would enter the system, and just basically be thrown right in the group home, and then thrown right in another, and not have any kind of place to unwind, no home base. I mean, that's terrible. They have no home. And then being thrown from place to place to then being thrown out on the street. After I turned 18, that's what happened to me. I was thrown out on the street. I was homeless here in San Francisco. So. Anyhow, that's something I was talking about with Carlos, because That's crap. I would like to talk to somebody who's in the system right now, but that's difficult. They would have to be able to find me because I think for me to interview them, I can't just go into. First of all, there's no children's shelter. I'd have to go to a group home, and no group home wants me to go in there and talk to the kids. Yeah. For me to get permission, I don't think those kids can give permission. I think it's got to be their guardian. Their guardian would be the group home. So I'd have to do it. I'd have to be able to find somebody. Hey, listen, if you are or anybody is inside a group home right now, let me know. I would like to talk to them if they'd be interested. But anyhow, let me keep on heading downtown. But that's the last thing that we kind of talked about. We talked about over the phone. That's not something that was recorded. But I should do more research on the subject and really see what it's like for a kid nowadays inside the system. So right now it's 8:34. Here downtown, you would think in San Francisco that it'd be open all night, but that's not the case. After 9, everything shuts down. So it's getting late for San Francisco.
He's like, yeah, no thanks. He's like, he goes, it was sort of fun.
So I'm still also on the lookout for people to be giving socks to. I still got some socks left. Oh, is that Nate? Hold on. I found Nate. Amazing. Okay. Nate! What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, I haven't seen you. I've been thinking about you. I wondered. I thought maybe you left the premises.
I had to take a break.
Break from what?
From hanging around down here. I got a new little girl. Yeah. So you been using that electric razor?
My friend has. My beard's too thick.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend who uses it.
Oh, okay.
It's my beard's so thick that I don't know. Maybe I'm not using. I didn't use it right, but he
was able to use it on you.
Yeah, on himself too.
Okay. So because last time I saw you, you had all those cuts from the razor.
It's still. I just bleed so easily.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some genetic thing. I don't know.
Did you have you been wearing that shirt that I gave you?
Yes. I have to wash it now.
Okay. How are you doing as far as socks?
I have socks.
You have some?
Yeah.
Could you use more?
Yeah.
Here, let me give you a pair of socks then.
Everybody can use socks.
Yeah. There you go.
Most people just throw. My friend just throws them away.
Oh really? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
How's life been over the SRO? You have your phone now, right?
Yeah, I have my phone. I'm discouraged because you know where I live?
In the Tenderloin, right?
Yes. We can't get cable.
Oh,
and we can't get Wi-Fi. I think that's like discrimination,
Didn't you have TV before?
I have TV, but it's historic. It's complicated. It's a historic building, right?
Yeah.
So they can't add anything, like antennas, that kind of stuff.
Wires and
So
stuff.
they had a contract with this little company.
Yeah.
And they had a very limited number of channels. And you know, I'm a movie,
Oh yeah.
old movie buff.
Sure.
And I like the Turner Classics and everything. So for a while it worked. And then the company, they transmitted stuff to us. It wasn't actually a cable thing. But when they raised the
Won't
price,
be able to do it, but
they copped out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now that was one of the big pleasures I had, watching the classic movies. You know?
Sure.
So I'm really angry about it. I feel that it's, you know, if what little money I have, I was willing to spend on it. So my money's no good. I can't get. Comcast won't come in there. They ripped out all the apparatus. You know.
All the wiring.
Yeah.
So,
I even told the social worker there that that's discrimination.
yeah.
That we, you know, they think because we live in the Tenderloin and we live hand to mouth, we can't have any interest in anything, you know,
I'm
beyond,
gonna see if like Julian was
Surviving.
yeah.
So,
That's their attitude.
yeah. Do you have a DVD player?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you
I
can
just bought it at Target.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can-
I had a DVD player. You know, the cheap I guess DVD is pretty close to obsolete now. People stream.
Yeah, it's the
but
new
I don't have the
VHS.
apparatus for it. But they only last about a year, the cheap ones, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one in before. Yeah, I'm particular what I watch. You know,
So-
I'm particular to movies.
Yeah. You know, you could go over to the library and rent the movies over
Yes,
there.
I do.
Okay.
That's exactly what I do.
They got tons of movies.
I
It's
know I
amazing.
do it.
Yeah.
The only problem is some of them are defective. You know, they get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, what can you do? I mean, that's. But I don't feel that's fair that I can't get access to Wi-Fi or anything like that, like other citizens. You know.
How about on your phone?
Well, I need a little better grade phone. I'm going to save my money and try to get a computer.
Okay.
If you, let's see, maybe I can get AT&T. If I had a computer, they have a deal.
Okay.
Well, how much would that? Like $200 would that be? I guess I have to lay it away.
Yeah. How much of your money does the SRO take?
About $500.
Okay. Is that like half of
That's
what?
and they remind you how grateful you should be that you could. They say like the middle class is moving out of the city. It's only the lower and upper class, only or the underclass.
Yeah.
Not even. I'm not even lower class.
Yeah.
I'm underclass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go ahead and tell you that on the. In the
They
meetings?
tell you that in so many words, in so many ways.
Yeah.
Not like if you have a visitor, you only supposed to have so many visits.
Oh yeah.
They have to leave at a certain time.
There's
They
no
have
overnight.
to show IDs.
Yeah.
You know, they treat you like.
So.
That's what you get when you're. There's a price to pay for getting any assistance. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, a psychic price that
Yeah.
people impose on you.
So,
Yeah.
do you think it's gotten better or worse for the homeless here in San Francisco over the years?
Oh, it's definitely gotten worse, but the people themselves have gotten worse. It
Yeah,
used to
more
be.
of them,
It used to be. Like the thing to do was drop out of society and find your own way. But most of the people that did that had some education. They weren't crazy, too crazy. If they were crazy, they were crazy in a more creative way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it is interesting. I read a book on it was on insanity, and how people's attitude was towards insanity through the ages, and how they treated it.
Yeah.
And in some cases, people that were insane were thought of as being mystical.
Sure. Soothsayers.
One way that was actually effective is whatever delusion they have, it would be called humoring. They took it seriously, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Jesus Christ. Tell me about your relationships with Peter, you know, and so on. And you know, they kept and a lot of times they dropped the delusion after a while.
You know, over in some other countries, they deal with mental illness completely differently. Like they'll think that they're possessed, and they'll do an exorcism to try to rid people.
Oh, they do exorcism in this country. There was an article in Atlantic about it. They actually believe it. You know.
Well, over in this country, they exorcise people of their money. But
no, I mean the church doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
But they're
that too.
They're very particular that it isn't mental illness. That it's actually they actually believe that they are possessed.
Yeah.
You know, some people grow out of things. My friend was bipolar, and he'd have these episodes. They used to say manic depressive.
Yeah, they don't like
Which
that.
well, that's actually a more
Apt.
apt.
Yeah.
And he used to go through all these stages, you know, and he told me that his mind wouldn't stop, and it was I mean, and he had to. And then as he grew older, he got out of it. But now he's more or less. He's kind of in the depressive stage, permanently.
So he lost his mania.
More or less, I haven't seen him being manic at all.
Yeah.
In the last few years, he used to have those episodes all the time. A lot of times he was really in good shape, you know. Yeah. Then all of a sudden he'd get really manic, and he changed physically. His physical expression. It's hard to describe, you know.
His mannerisms changed.
Yes, everything. It affected when he, you know, and then he sort of like grew out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But I've heard it's the same thing that sometimes people, you know, you don't hear that much about it, but people that are
you're the expert
have
finding
addictions.
deals.
Yeah.
When they get a certain age, like in their 40s maybe, all of a sudden they stop, and the withdrawal isn't the withdrawal. The normally is really hell. It is just a little bit uncomfortable, and they just quit.
Yeah.
If they live long enough, that is.
You know, Nate, I have to say you're looking very good.
Oh.
You know, you weren't looking so well when I first saw you right after you came out from your heart surgery on Christmas. But you're looking better. You feeling better?
No.
No?
To be honest.
Oh, okay.
I'm depressed.
Oh.
I'm angry.
Well, I mean, like physically.
Yeah, physically
Physically,
I'm not bad. Yeah, but I'm angry and depressed practically all the time. And I you know, and I have very hostile feelings toward people.
Yeah.
But I don't express. I don't have the nerve.
Do you have? Do you get counseling where you're at?
I was supposed to see the concert today, and I didn't make it. I was too late.
Is it a regular thing?
Yeah, every month. She
Just once a month, then, huh? It still is better than nothing.
Better than nothing, yes.
But does that help you at all?
She helps me like if I have any kind of problem with, she's trying to get me a little better housing situation.
Oh, okay. Where you got your own bathroom or something like that?
I have my own bathroom.
Oh, you do? So what would be better in your situation?
We better not to live in a hotel where I could have, some freedom. You
So
don't
you're in
have
a-
freedom,
you're in a
and
hotel-
I don't get harassed by the crackheads.
Yeah.
They're out there like 24/7. They block the entrance.
Yeah.
For some reason, it affects their behavior. For some reason, they think use of that particular drug makes them a privileged class. I don't know. It gives them privileges.
Yeah.
I just wonder, because what if people are trying to overcome a habit and they do nothing about it? I mean, the powers that be.
Oh yeah. They just want to put you in a house. That's it. Yeah.
Well, they say if you have any complaints, you should be grateful you're not homeless. That's their attitude. Any complaints?
Yeah.
Like we have mice.
Oh, I'm sure there's tons, huh?
Yeah, mice come in. We can complain, Well, we'll try to do something sometime about it, maybe.
Yeah.
But see, if you complain, you're great, and $500 a month. They say the middle class is moving out of the city. Oh my gosh. I got an application for housing. The paperwork, I felt not up to doing all the paperwork.
Oh yeah.
That's why I wanted to see this lady. Maybe she could help me with it.
Maybe you could take it to your counselor. Maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But now I've been trying like for 15 years. They have lotteries to try to get some a better situation.
Oh yeah.
And
Just before the revolution.
I've got nothing.
Well, you know what? At least you got your own place and your own bathroom.
Well, that's their attitude. The bathroom helped when I was, sick.
Yeah.
That was a vital thing.
Yeah.
Rather than, the bathroom helped. But I have to pay more for bathroom,
Yeah. Well, Nate, it's been real good to see you, and I'm glad to see you're doing better.
So if you have any ideas, let me know.
I'll try to think of something. Do you need a belt also?
A good belt? Yeah, I have trouble.
Yeah. All right, I'll try to see what size.
Oh, what do you think?
I don't know what size are your pants normally?
What do you think? I don't know. I just.
Would you say you're like a 32 pant size?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Yeah. My mother spoiled me. She didn't even give me proper
Clothes.
to take care of my.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nate, I better get a move on. So it was nice to see
What's
you again.
Lee's channel anyway? Is it anything, or is that?
Yeah, I told you before. I had
No, you didn't.
a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. Okay, you didn't tell me, but you didn't actually tell me about the YouTube channel.
So on my YouTube channel, like I used to be homeless, so I talk to people out on the street, and I'm actually trying to do a documentary now about the foster care system.
Oh, do you know that the last job I had, I worked at Transitional Youth, it was called.
Oh,
you ever
really?
heard of it?
I was a transitional youth.
Yeah, I was a receptionist there.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? Listen, this is very interesting because.
I mean, I was in transitional housing, is what I should say.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know.
transitional use is like foster kids that have been aged out,
Yeah.
and then when they're aged out,
Well, I was
a
doing
lot
that.
of times they get homeless or they don't have any opportunity. The 18, you know, that there's no obligation. Like if they had parents, maybe they would finance college or job training or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So transitional use is sort of, they come there when they're just, I think, just before they're 18, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I could've used that.
I'll tell you something. Yeah, that's interesting. But also, here's another thing. Do you know what peer counseling is?
Well, when you're peers
I mean the
counseling-
concept of peer counseling.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to be a peer counselor, right? Because I got the idea because the kids told me they liked me and they'd rather, if they had a problem, the people that were professional, that they would rather talk to me and relay what problem to the professional person, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is with peer counseling is someone that has some knowledge of the system or the problems they have, but isn't professional.
Yeah.
So I was going to take a peer counseling course,
Oh yeah.
and then they said you needed college for the peer counseling course.
The same thing.
Well,
happened
which
to me.
defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah.
The thing is, they don't trust people.
Yeah.
They want somebody that isn't professional,
Yeah.
but maybe knows something. Like let's say you want to say it's okay to take courses, how you get certain services, or you know.
Yeah.
But they want to talk to someone who doesn't. Is a person who doesn't treat them in a non-professional. I don't know how to describe
They
it. You know
want
what
somebody they can relate to. That
Yeah,
relates to them.
yes, but actually can help. You know, like a middle person. You know,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know
So
what
it
you're saying.
defeats the whole purpose of it
Yeah, I
to require the college.
I tried to do the same thing, and I hit the same roadblock. You know, because I've been through the whole system. I was like, hey, you know, I could talk to these kids, tell them what it's like. I've been through on both sides. I mean, I was dumped out on the streets.
Yeah.
After I hit 18.
I would have liked to keep the job there, but they cut the budget.
Oh.
It seemed like everything. Everything. Do you know almost every decent job I have? They downsized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's. I mean, I was just talking earlier. The children's shelters, they're shutting down, getting rid of the children's shelters. So when a kid is in an abusive home, they don't go someplace. They go straight into a group home, directly from there. They spend about 24 hours in the hospital. They're thrown in a group home. And then after that, if it doesn't work out, they throw them in another one. There's no children's shelter for them to go to.
All right. Say everybody home. And
That
says
was
to say hi.
a budget cut too.
Soon.
They went ahead and took, like, over in San Jose, the San Jose Children's Shelter, that it was like a state-of-the-art building that a bunch of people like Joe Montana donated millions of dollars for to build this state-of-the-art children's shelter. So then they scrapped that and sold that for millions of dollars to a private school. And so now kids are paying like $38,000 or $40,000 a year to go to like some elementary school or preschool, which is ridiculous. Inside that thing that was supposed to be for you know, abused children.
Well, it's not handled very well. I don't think it's so much budget. It's the people don't have a clue, you know, about stuff like that. You know?
Oh, they're trying to say it was a good thing. Like, no,
They
it
always
was
do.
terrible. Yeah. But I gotta get going there, Nate.
Okay.
So it's nice to see you again.
Okay, I got to hustle. If you got, are you going to bring me a belt? You said, huh?
Yeah, I'll try to
One of
remember it
these
next
days.
time.
You'll see me.
Yeah, I know to look around. I was looking for you around.
Well, you know, like my friend got cut off SSI
Oh yeah,
because he has no address.
yeah,
You know, they gave him an appointment to see a doctor.
yeah.
He would have been okay. So now I sort of got to support him a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So now that cuts my,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what you got.
he's not able to. That's a suppressive to keep appointments
Yeah,
or get somebody that would handle his mail, and you know, if he had somebody that he could get, you know, like they mail him. You have an appointment to see a doctor.
yeah. That gets sent to you now.
Well, I can't really do it. You know, I asked to do it, but powers that be wouldn't let me. You know?
All right, then, Nate. I gotta get in the booth.
Okay, thank
It
you.
was nice to see you. Okay. All right, so what is going on, people? Hopefully I didn't lose all you guys. But that's Nate. I like to see him. I think I think it's getting towards the end of the stream here. It's about 9 o'clock. That means that there's no more bathrooms for me to use around here. Are you guys there? Hopefully you guys weren't bored and tuning out. But Nate is somebody that I've seen numerous times before. I mean, I don't know. I find him super interesting, you know? Everything he talks about is something, you know, that interests me. So I'm gonna go. There's somebody else who looks like they could do that. Go ahead and answer your questions. I'll try to read them when I come back. Whoops. Okay, still here. Okay. Some socks? Did I already give you socks before? Yeah. I did? You can just have that too. You got extras. All right. So, anyhow, I'm over at Thursday. I'm just gonna walk over to the PAL station and head on in. And if I got any more socks, then that'll be for next time. So, Brenda, since you're the one who's still here, that wasn't boring, was it? It's interesting hearing Nate talk, you know, about old movies and other stuff like that. You know, I feel like I don't know. It's weird. I just feel like a connection to the past when I talk to him. Okay, I gotta run across the street. No, I like Nate. Okay, good. Yeah. So yeah, I like Nate. I like to talk to him. I don't know how much people are interested in talking about old movies or like his current situation. So for people who don't know, when I first saw him, he just like he had nearly died on Christmas. And had to have like emergency heart surgery, I think. So yeah, I was seeing him afterwards, and yeah, he's looking better, a little bit more lucid, and you know, because they gave him some blood pressure medication and other medications as well. But he seems to be doing better. Although last time I saw him, like I said, he had those cuts all over his face. You know, his skin is thin because he's so old, so he can't use a razor anymore. Nate's cool. I love that he likes to speak his mind. Yeah, and it was crazy to talk to him that he had been in transitional housing, like not transitional housing, but he had been, trying to help kids transitioning out of the system. I've said it many times, but I was thrown out on the streets after I hit 18 with no resources, no nothing, no stipends. I was always told after you leave the system that they give you a bit of money and some hotel vouchers. I got nothing. I was dropped outside of the Larkin Street Youth Shelter. But I had tried to work at some shelters, some children's shelters. I tried to work at some group homes, and I said, like, hey, I've been through the system. I've seen what it's like. I went through there, and I'm on the other side. I now, married, have children. Actually, I think it was before children, but you know what I'm saying. I had gotten out. I didn't succumb to what many others had succumbed to, but I would like to go out and give back and help these kids and be a role model. And I didn't even get any response whatsoever when I'd be applying for this. Where did you sleep that first homeless night? Over at Carlos's place, actually. Hold on one second.
They give you a stipend every month for while you're going through.
You still don't want any socks?
No, I'm calling socks, man.
Okay, all right.
Hey, man, you went forward enough for a cup of coffee?
What was that?
You went forward enough for a cup of coffee?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, So I basically I took the stuff that I still had, and Carlos was living over here, over on Pine Street, and I went over and stayed over at his place, and I stayed there, which is fortunate because that youth shelter, you gotta call in. You gotta call in every day to move up the wait list, because there's only so many beds, and there's a whole bunch of kids who need I guess not kids, because you got to be at least 18, but a whole bunch of people who need to sleep. So I stayed over at Carlos's place for about a month before I was able to get into the shelter over there. And fortunately, one of the nights that I was there, whether or not I'd have a place to sleep was actually up to a coin flip. And I'm normally not very lucky, but fortunately that was one of the very few times I won a game of chance. So I won the coin flip, which worked out because the person who I actually was competing with to get a place actually had places to go. But yeah, there's been times where I've had no place to sleep, and I just kind of refuse to sleep out on the streets. I just walk around all night instead of and then I would go over to like a drop-in center and sleep there, and they wouldn't allow you. Like, you could sleep, but you had to keep your feet on the ground. You were not allowed to lay down. You had to sit down in a chair. So definitely not ideal circumstances. Yeah. So I'm here over at over downtown. There's the old Walgreens. I think I'll just go into the next what do you call it? Sorry, I'm kind of losing steam here. I'll just go into the next bar entrance. 707 Rider. So anyhow, how was this stream? This is the first Twitch stream. Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know. I got 11 people viewing right now. For that last person who came back in, this is the end of the stream. I'm about to go home. Everything shuts down here around 9 o'clock, and it's 9 o'clock. I've been streaming for 3 hours. I'm gonna call it a wrap here. I know you need to go pee. Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be glorious once I finally get to go. But ooh, it's painful. All right, so I'm just gonna go over to. Here we are. I could just go down here. Should I go down to the? All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go down over here into this Pal station. Hopefully they didn't put the gate down there. No, they didn't. Boom. So thank you guys. Thank you Brenda Barnes. Thank you 707 Rider, Imagination Studios, old Carlos of course, Norgipad, Julietta, who's already gone. I'm just scrolling through reading names. Manuel, Wandering Flame X. I'm always enjoying your stream. Oh, I always enjoy your streams. Thank you. Oh, boo, I didn't want to remind him, but yeah, he's been holding it for a while. Yep. Thanks, Lee. Great stream. Thank you, 707 Rider. And of course, I should say thank you to Shay Linux. Maybe he doesn't want me to say his full name. Last time he wasn't happy about that, but that's what his YouTube username is. So thank you to Shay for helping me buy those socks, and thank you to Cliff Wheeler. And so, I guess when's the next one? Maybe 2 days from now. It's funny, right? This looks like daylight right over here. But don't forget to mod Endless Walker SF and Julietta. I sure will, or I sure won't. Cat Juarez, good night, Lee. The stream was great. Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you to NJ89er as well. And if you guys want to keep abreast of what I stream, make sure to follow me over on Twitter, which is Lee's channel. Pretty simple. I think it's the same as here is Lee's_channel. So I'll try to hopefully I'll be able to stream again in 2 days. I'll try to keep to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. So good night, see ya, and then maybe on Saturday I'll do something with Carlos. Depends on what Carlos up to. So see you later. Peace. Oh, and I gotta